the Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Jill Bauer, PR Manager for Shores and Islands, Ohio. We bring you the Shoreline every week to give you the inside scoop on what's happening here at our island and coastal communities. Welcome to the month of May, and welcome to our very first monthly podcast sponsor. All of this month's episodes are brought to you by Ghostly Manor Thrill Center and Goofy Golf. Looking for nonstop fun in Sandusky? Ghostly Manor Thrill Center has 10 exciting attractions, including roller skating, bounce houses, 3D blacklight mini golf, and more. Open daily at noon. Ghostly Manor, where the fun never ends. Details at ghostlymanor.com. And because they are the pod sponsor for the month of May, we wanted to kick off the month with an episode all about them. So in a minute, I will be interviewing Amanda Lee, Group Sales and Marketing Manager. But first, I wanted to share a bit about what's happening here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. We've got some big events coming up this week. As you may have heard on last week's episode, Cedar Point is now open for the season, and May is a wonderful time to visit the park before the summer crowds. Check for seasonal hours, as there are still a few days that the park will be closed this month, but within a few short weeks, the park will be open 7 days a week. Biggest Week in American Birding kicks off this weekend with Governor's Bird Ohio Day on Friday, followed by 10 days of amazing events celebrating spring migration and unique birds that you can find here during this time. Check out our episode with the Ohio Department of Natural Resources from a few weeks back to learn about the new Lake Erie Birding Trail. And of course, if you're listening when this comes out, Mother's Day is this weekend as well. Treat mom to a great day out or a fun event in Shores and Islands, Ohio. As we move closer to the big summer travel season, I wanted to plug our Lake Erie Love blog, which is available at shoresandislands.com. Recently, we posted an update on everything new and notable coming to the region this year, and that list just keeps growing. Currently, there are close to 40 new reasons to visit detailed there. And as always, if you want to know what's going on in Shores and Islands, Ohio, be sure to follow us on all of the social media platforms. And if you need more information on planning your getaway, you can find it all online at shoresandislands.com. Speaking of what's new in the region, today's guest has a few items on that list, so you'll want to know more about that. As mentioned earlier, joining us today on the podcast is Amanda Lee, Group Sales and Marketing Director for Ghostly Manor, Goofy Golf, and Econo-Lodge in Sandusky. She's from Vermilion and has been working at Ghostly Manor since July of 2020. Since then, she's done it all, from running the attractions and the snack bar to housekeeping at the hotel, maintenance at all three businesses, running the go-kart tracks, to where she is now in her current position. She brings a wealth of experience to the groups and marketing position, and today she's going to tell us all about these fun attractions. Welcome to the Shoreline, Amanda.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you.
Great. Well, we're so happy to have you and get all of the inside scoop on your many businesses. Let's start with the OG, the original business, the one that's open year-round. As we mentioned in your sponsorship blurb, you've got 10 attractions. Let's go through those now. So let's talk about Ghostly Manor Thrill Center and what you have to offer for guests there.
Yeah, so Ghostly Manor is your perfect spot for a rainy day or even a sunny day. All 10 attractions are inside, and we do have AC, which is perfect for summertime.
It can definitely be refreshing. We get those 90-day humid days in Northern Ohio.
Yes, 100%. Our main attraction that really started out our business is our roller skating. A lot of people know us as Skate World. Same place, just switched up our name when we bought it. Our another great attraction is our Ghostly Manor Haunted House. It is top rated. It is open every single day.
And that's where the name comes from, right? The Ghostly Manor comes from the haunted house side of it because the Cristione family, they were just huge Halloween fans, right?
Yes. So Bill actually put that in as the next attraction. So that was our second attraction at Ghostly Manor.
And it got so popular, right? I mean, like you said, it's world renowned.
And that's what started our Fear Fest, and it just took off.
And you've only built from there. There's all kinds of other things going on at Ghostly Manor. So what other attractions are there?
Yeah, so we have a virtual reality headset game, a brand new XD Dark Ride Theater that we put in this past December.
I know there's more, but tell me a little bit about that because I was on the previous version of that, and you've just put in an update to that. So what's different about this new updated XD Dark Ride?
Yeah, so instead of just sitting in the chairs, you're actually interacting with the movie with blasters now, and you're actually pointing them to the screen, shooting at the different movies that you can select from. So it makes it a lot more interactive. Your chair
Oh,
moves with it, the lights. It's a brand new upgraded version of our
oh, how
4D theater
fun!
that we used to have.
And are there different rides or different movies that go with it?
Yeah, so we have four different movies. We have a haunted carnival, a Los Bambitos, which is basically like you're on a train and it's like the little heist coming after you.
Ooh,
Like a gaming simulation where you're running as like a parkour girl running through the city trying to escape the bad guys. And then a zombie one, which brings a lot of screams once that curtain closes.
well, I tell you what, my biggest fear is clowns, so the very first one probably will bring a lot of screams from me.
Honestly, I think that's the best one that we have is our carnival one.
And does that you said you kind of can shoot at the screen? So is it like a gun simulator? So like I can shoot clowns?
Yeah, so you're going through the movie and it's basically taking you on like a roller coaster and the clowns pop up and you got to shoot them and then it keeps your score until the end so you're actually competing with everybody who rides with you.
I'm definitely going to have to experience this, Amanda. This sounds like number one, I mean, it sounds fun. I love simulators. I love rides that aren't real rides because I'm deathly afraid of heights and things as well. When I know it's make believe, I can handle it. But I don't know. I'm wondering if I would actually be able to shoot or if I would just be terrified the whole time. So we'll have to see how my score turns out.
You're gonna have to bring everybody and see who's the best at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what else is going on inside Ghostly Manor?
So for our younger kids, we have a huge bounce house and then also a play area and then also laser mazes. And then we have an escape room that does take an hour long.
Okay.
We
And
have a lot
do you recommend
for all
the
ages.
escape room? You said that takes about an hour. Is that in all ages or is that more of an adult?
I would say more like teen adult. It's
Okay.
basically just if you can understand the concept of the escape room, trying to figure out the puzzles, the riddles along that line.
Gotcha. I've never done that there, so that's cool to know that you have that. And your arcade area is pretty amazing as well.
Yes, so we have actually brought in a lot of new games. With us purchasing Goofy Golf, it's been nice to be able to interchange our games just so it's not the same arcade every single time that you guys show up
Ah,
here.
yeah, I hadn't thought about that because there's an arcade there as well. So you just kind of switch the different attractions around.
Yep.
Well, that's fun. And do both arcades, we'll talk about Goofy Golf a little bit later, but they offer like prize redemption?
Yeah, so we both have prize redemptions. The tickets that you guys win, they'll stay on the play card. So you guys can spend, say, 20 tickets when you have 50, and you could always come back same year, different year. It'll always stay on the card.
Oh, that's nice. So it's not actual
Mhm.
tickets anymore.
No, it saves us a lot of mess.
I bet. I bet. I know there's a couple other new things that we're going to get to, but I do want to go back to the roller skating rink because that's just very classic. And I grew up going to the roller skating rink, and it seems like it's kind of having a comeback. Like people are, filled with nostalgia to kind of go back and do that. So do you find that the roller skating is popular with folks?
I honestly agree with that. It's definitely picked up a lot, I would say, over the past 2 years. And people are very amazed that we still have a skating rink. And we're not like other skating rinks where we close down for certain private hours and everything. We're open every single day, all skate. There's no time slots or anything for us.
Yeah. And what I also really appreciate about the roller skating rink there is the variety and the ability for all ages. So you guys have regular four-wheeled skates, but you also have inline skates, and
And then
then
we also have the Razor scooters for the taller kids, but then also two different types of toddler scooters.
that's amazing. There's just something for everyone.
That's what we really try to incorporate into our business is that you could bring a family who ranges from 70 years old all the way down to, say, a 2-year old, and there is something for everybody.
Well, speaking of something that everybody can do together, tell me about the updated mini golf that you guys have. It's a 3D blacklight mini golf.
Yes, so we retired Wizard's Journey actually last week, and we have spent this past week tearing it all down and ripping it out. Um,
I bet that could kind of be cathartic for you sometimes.
yeah. We are getting a brand new 3D blacklight adventure, honestly. You'll start like with the pirates on a ship, and then you travel through Atlantis, and then you'll go through the caves, and then you'll end up in the treasure caves. And like, it's going to be so amazing that it's so hard to put into words.
But it's still an indoor, weather protected mini golf situation, and with like glow in the like black light, the balls glow and all of the holes and that.
So usually I suggest people with like their socks and everything, because a lot of people wear white socks and they don't realize that black light will reflect white the best. And it's always cool to see them like, oh, that's so cool. Like my socks are purple. And it's like, that's the black light.
How many holes will the new mini golf course have?
It'll be 9 holes.
So how long do you think it would take for, if maybe a group of four to go through?
I usually tell people like 20 minutes. It really depends on like how serious you take the game.
Yeah.
Depends on if you set your limit on how many putts you get or if you're going all the way up to 20 and not being able to make it.
How is the pirate theme carried out? Is it just, each of the different holes is themed? I know you kind of went through it, but go through it again, what the different, aspects of following along the theme.
Yeah, so it's different from our last mini golf where like each hole was a separate room and a separate theme. This one kind of incorporates different holes and kind of sections out. And like first you'll enter through the port and your first 2 holes will be that theme. And then you're going to move on to our ship and experience that hole.
Ooh.
And then you'll enter Atlantis, which will give you 3 different holes and be able to go through that adventure, which will take you through the caves and then through the treasure caves to finish out your 9th hole.
Oh, that sounds really fun. So there was another attraction that you had on your list of things at Ghostly Manor that I wasn't familiar with. So I think that this is new. Forgive me if it's not. But what is the Nexus Gel Blaster?
So it is a newer system and we're excited for it. We're looking towards late summer, fall time for
Okay.
install of it. It's basically a laser tag, but instead of shooting the lasers towards each other, it'll actually be gellets, which are basically like little Orbeez that'll burst on impact.
Oh, it's kind of like paintball.
Yeah, paintball, but without the pain. That is the biggest thing.
Of course. Now, do you have to dress in a special way to be able to play that, or?
So it'll be just like laser tag, where you'll have your vest with the gun connected to it, and then you'll also get a face covering, like a helmet basically, with just a shield just to make sure that nothing goes into your eyes or anything like that.
Of course, of course. And that's going to be all indoors as well.
Yes, so that'll actually be replacing 2 of our attractions when the time comes.
And what was that timeline again?
Probably late summer to fall.
Okay, just in time for your big Lake Erie Fear Fest event that you have in relation to Halloween. So that's something to look forward to. Let's get back to what you can do right now. And we mentioned I'll go through them again, but there's roller skating, there's mini golf, there's the XD ride, the haunted house, the escape room, the virtual reality game, the laser maze, the arcade, the kids play area, and bounce houses. Talk to me a little bit about the pricing at Ghostly Manor. Is everything individually priced, or do you have ticket packages?
So it all depends on what attractions everyone would like to do. We do have different package pricings that include all of our attractions or different variations of them, or we have individual pricing. So it really just depends on if you come in, say you want to do virtual reality, it's $8 a game. Or if you wanted to come in and do 4 attractions, I would suggest getting a pass just because it's cheaper in the long run. We do discount our passes compared to the value of them.
And so the passes are based on the number of attractions you want to do?
Yeah, so like our thrill pass, that'll get you our Blacklight Mini Golf, XD, Dark Ride, Ghostly Manor Haunted House, 2 games of Laser Maze, and roller skating, and that's $30 a person. Our best package would be our Epic Pass. That gets you 2 slices of pizza, small drink, $10 for the arcade, Blacklight Mini Golf, our XD Dark Ride, virtual reality, 2 Laser Maze games, and roller skating for $34.
And what was that one called again?
The Epic Pass.
The Epic Pass. That sounds amazing. And Amanda, because you mentioned it as part of the Epic Pass, let folks know about your food. I mean, you actually have really good food at Ghostly Manor as well. Talk about the snack bar.
It's called a snack bar, but honestly, I feel that we're a little restaurant in here, and we keep adding new items to our menu that we actually need like a full menu at this point. We have pizza, fryer foods. We introduced Philly cheesesteak subs. We have a ham and cheese sub, a chicken Philly, the classic hamburger, cheeseburger, hot dog, corn dog, pretzels, nachos. We have ices. We partner with Dough and Crazy, so we actually have cookie dough as well.
Oh, fun. It really is like a little mini restaurant.
It really is.
So you can make a full day out of a visit to Ghostly Manor, rain or shine, year round. Right now, what are your current hours, and will those change as we get into the summer months?
Yeah, so right now, Sunday through Tuesday, we're 12 to 5. Wednesdays and Thursdays, we're 12 to 8. Those are our 2 specials for our family fun night on Wednesday, and then our chicken wings and half-off games on Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday is 12 to 9. And then come Memorial Day weekend, we will be extending those hours, and we'll be open till 8 Sunday through Wednesday, and then 9 Thursday through Saturday.
Awesome. So a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I believe, the Criscione family who owns Ghostly Manor, they also acquired Goofy Golf, which is a local favorite seasonal attraction. And it's literally right almost across the street. It's just barely down the road from Ghostly Manor. Let's talk about the attractions that are offered at Goofy Golf.
Yeah, so Goofy Golf, we're kind of switching gears all from like your inside fun to completely outside. We have go-karts, 36 holes of mini golf, and our brand new attraction this year is our 32-foot tall rock wall.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how does that work? Do you just get harnessed up and climb 32 feet straight up? How does that work?
If you can. During our training, I tried and I got scared. So I had to come back down. But yeah, so you'll just purchase it, and then we'll harness you all up, make sure you're all safe into the harness, and then we'll clip you into the carabiner. And then it's a hydraulic system. So you won't just fall straight down. You'll slowly recline back down the wall if you do choose to come back down.
Yeah.
I'm hoping a lot of people love it and will make it to the top to ring the buzzard, but it won't be me.
You don't know that. You can try again.
Oh, I don't know. Once you get like halfway up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I admit I probably won't be me either, but I could see my teenage boys definitely would be, they're little monkeys. I could see them going all the way to the top. 32 feet high. And that's located where? Is it just kind of within the mini golf course?
So it's right behind our Radical Raceway, which is the track that you guys can see from driving down 250.
Okay, and that's is that the big go-kart track?
That's technically our smaller one.
Oh, it is? Okay, I didn't know that.
Our big track's in the back. That's where it's more of your compete for the bragging rights with the high speeds. It's more open and less curves.
But the Radical Raceway is for what ages?
We go by height requirements. So for both tracks, they have to be taller than 54 inches.
But you also have a junior track available for the shorter folks, I guess. You got their kids, let's be honest.
The junior track is for 46 inches to 54 inches, and that's just our slower version of the go-karts with a safe and adventurous environment.
Okay, and then you also do have an inside portion, which is the arcade.
Yes. So in there, that's our big redemption center. That's where you'll go get your golf clubs, your balls, purchase everything. But then also, it's a big arcade. The whole building is an arcade with a bunch of different games.
And prizes.
Very much so.
Do the game cards translate to both places, or are they specific to you're at Goofy Golf or you're at Ghostly Manor?
So they're specific to the places. We do have different card systems at each.
Gotcha.
So they wouldn't work back and forth.
So another, kind of coming soon aspect of Goofy Golf is you're putting in kind of an outdoor, like, sitting area. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so right in the middle of Goofy Golf, where our bumper boat pond used to be, we're working on filling it in, and we want to make that kind of like the center point where, like, all the picnic tables, we could bring in some food trucks. Like, we have a lot of different ideas of where this could go, but we just want to make like a fun place where everybody, if you want to sit down, if you want to just like watch the kids do the go-karts or watch the kids golf, you have a relaxing space to do it.
That sounds fantastic because, again, being from the area, I've gone to Goofy Golf for years, and you're right. Like, there hasn't been a whole lot of, there's nowhere to sit and relax. And yes, you want to go. There's lots of things to do there. But if your grandparents maybe taking the family, or if you've got little ones, and they can't participate in everything, it will be nice to have a place to, gather everybody. Or, maybe you want to split up and do different things, right? You might have your older kids who want to go drive a go-kart, and, mom and dad want to play 18 holes of golf. And then, you've got a place to everybody come back and meet up. I love that. So what are the admission and attraction prices at Goofy Golf? Are they similarly priced separately, or do you also have packages there?
So we have both. You could do individual attractions, or we do have a do-it-all pass that includes 36 holes in mini golf, both of our Radical Raceway and our big track, a $10 arcade card. And then in our passes, you also get one choice attraction. So you could choose to do the rock wall, or if you wanted to do another go-kart ride or another round of mini golf, and that's $34.95 per person.
That's awesome. So going back quickly to the rock wall, a question that I forgot to ask is there height and weight requirements for that, or is it age? How does that work? Who can do the rock wall?
So they have to be 6 years old and older, 40 inches or taller, and then 40 to 250 pounds.
Okay, good to know. So when does Goofy Golf open for this season?
Our first day of our 2025 season is going to be Friday, May 2nd.
Oh, wow, that's super early. I love that. Cedar Point's open. Goofy Golf is open. Ghostly Manor's always open. So lots of fun things to do in the area. And then I think Goofy Golf kind of, their hours vary, from week to week or from season to season. Where can people go to find out what the hours are for Goofy Golf?
On our website, goofys-golf.com/hours. It's a Google Calendar, so it's our most up-to-date. We put it in anytime something changes, or even any events that we have. We'll always double stack them into our calendar just to make it easy for everybody.
And most of the attractions at Goofy Golf are outdoor, so I would say it's also weather dependent.
Yes. If it is heavily raining, thundering, lightning, we will not be running go-karts or the rock wall.
That makes sense. Does the arcade generally stay open?
We typically try our best to. It would just be extreme cases. If the rain's not going to let up, then we might just close for the day, depending on how many customers stay, who leaves.
But I bet you know where to send them.
Ghostly Manor Thrill Center.
Absolutely, right? That's so perfect that you own both businesses. I love that because, yeah, I'm sure you have people that show up. Oh man, it's raining. What can we do now? Have we got a place for you?
Exactly.
So, Amanda, since you specialize in group sales, let's talk a little bit about what both Ghostly Manor and Goofy Golf can offer for groups and what kind of groups are we talking about?
Yeah, so honestly, any groups, anybody who has an idea, you could just reach out to me and we can always plan something. I would say our biggest groups, especially during this time of the season, is our school groups. Just all the local schools coming and checking us out.
My kids were lucky enough to be able to do a Ghostly Manor reward trip a couple years ago. That was a fun. I was a chaperone on that trip. That was a fun trip.
We have a lot of different discounts for school groups, so it's really, we try to be as accommodating to the schools as we can be, just because we want all kids to have a great experience. We don't want to be the reason that a school can't come to us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, of course. And then, of course, you can also accommodate youth groups, church groups, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, 4-H clubs, any kind of group like that. And what kind of discounting is available for groups? Like how many people do you have to have for it to be a group?
So ours is valid for groups of 20 or more at both locations. We just ask like a week at least in advance, just for staffing purposes and just to make sure we have everything set so it's not a chaotic experience for anybody.
Of course. You guys want to be prepared to welcome the group in, and the group wants to have a fantastic time as well. And one of the things I see is that you offer after hours availability for groups. When would that be? Like how would you have groups in after hours? Like in the evenings, or how does that work?
Yeah, so a lot of times we'll book private parties. A lot of people at Ghostly Manor want to do like a skate party, especially for like a 40s birthday party or like something like that to bring back their child youth
I
and
told you
everything.
it's very nostalgic.
I agree with you. But they could just reach out. We really do it dependent on what the people want to do and see how we can accommodate that. So I can't say that like two after hour groups are exactly the same because
Right.
usually they're never the same.
Well, and you mentioned birthdays, so that's another type of group or another event that you can do there. Talk to me a little bit about what the birthday party options are.
Yeah, so at both places we have different packages. We base them off of participants, so it's the ones who are actually doing the activities during the birthday party. And we just try to keep birthday parties as easy for the party parent, the guardian, whoever, that they can come in, make sure everything's set, everybody comes, enjoys, has a great time, and then you can just leave. We do all your cleanup. You don't have to worry about anything. Like, we try to make it as simple for everyone as we can.
As a parent, I really appreciate that, and I have both been a guest and hosted a birthday party at Ghostly Manor, and it was seamless. You have a really, really nice party setup. You've got a bunch of different groups, and when you check in, you're like, okay, your group is table number 7 and table number 8, we ordered pizza, and they told, okay, your pizza's going to come out at this time, and they brought us pitchers of soda and water, and again, the kids could go off and do their thing, and the adults could just socialize and hang out at the table, and the kids knew the time. This is the time to come back for pizza and cake and things like that. And it is very, very convenient. And I would say, it's a great option for locals. If you're in the area nearby and you're listening, it's a great option for your kids' parties. But even plan ahead. If you're coming on vacation, if you're bringing a big family, schedule a party because that you kind of get a lot in there and have such a fantastic time. I'm not familiar with the party situation at Goofy Golf. Do you anticipate using the new area with the picnic tables and things for that?
Eventually, yes. Right now, our birthday parties at Goofy Golf, you have the option of getting the back room inside of our arcade building, or we have the back patio by the big track, which has picnic tables.
Oh, I didn't even realize that you
And,
had a room in the arcade. That's fantastic.
and then with our birthday party packages at Goofy Golf, it's we map out attractions for each participant. So, like you said, with Ghostly Manor, the parents can just stay back and socialize, and the kids can just go play.
It sounds very, very convenient. So you've worked there for 5 years now. What's your favorite attraction?
I would have to say our haunted house,
You're
and
a
I might
haunted
be
house person.
biased.
Okay.
I'm one of the actors back there, and honestly, it is one of the best jobs that I've ever had, which is crazy because like I'm just scaring people,
Yeah.
but it is so much fun.
Do you still have the cameras in the haunted house so that people could kind of see their reaction afterwards?
We do. So we have a TV set up in our skate rental that people can watch from, and a lot of times we'll have the parents watching the TV, sending their kids through, and everybody just cracks up at the same time, and the kids are just screaming in the back.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I love watching that as well. So you're a haunted house person, okay?
Mhm.
Just because that's kind of where the Crisciones family's background is. Can you, as an expert, what is different about Ghostly Manor's haunted house? Why is it so good?
I feel like our haunted house is a lot more personal. So it's just your group walking through, and we only have one actor back there. So they are following you specifically through each spot that they can jump out at, waiting for you and timing it up. And I feel like not having the congestion of all the groups, like per se Cedar Point, like Hollow Weekends, you
Hmm.
know how busy it gets and walking through all those crowds.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got a whole line of people. You're cattle prodded in there.
With this, we kind of, I guess, target you more. It's just the experience, and you're walking from a family fun center into this creepy, dark room with something about to jump out at you. And I feel like that's another factor that just kind of adds to the creepy effect of it. Because, like, how is this hiding in the back of our building?
Exactly. And I think the scares, because you mentioned it's literally only one person running it. So the scares are like special effects, right? Like jump
Hmm.
scares and things that are based on when you enter a room, motion detectors and things like that. So I mean, even though there's only one quote character, it's super scary. I love
We
it. I
we
love it.
usually don't recommend it for ages 10 and younger. And I will say I've had adults back out crying and not even make it through the front door yet.
So I'm probably that adult. No, I've been through it one time, like legitimately went through it, and then another time where they kind of told me what was going to be happening. Like I went, I don't know if you or so, but somebody walked through with me, and okay, now when da-da-da, I kind of knew what was to come. Now I know they wouldn't do that for everybody. Again, the privilege of being with Shores and Islands, Ohio. I was like, I kind of need to know what this is about, but I kind of am scared to death. So I was very, very fortunate, and thank you guys for doing that for me. So, that's your favorite attraction. I would assume your favorite attraction to work in as well. You got one more thing that I do want to mention is that you do have special events. You kind of talked a little bit about your family fun nights, but beyond that, and I don't know if there will be any coming up necessarily, but you have, holiday events and sometimes you bring in special guests, characters, things like that. Where can people find, information about those kinds of things that are coming up or, the adult only skate nights that you have, things like that?
Yeah, so everything gets posted first to our Facebook. So that's definitely the event page for sure, our Facebook, but then also Shores and Islands events.
Good point. Good point. So of course, you could always find things happening in the area at shoresandislands.com. Go to our events page, and Ghostly Manor is posting all of their events there. So remind us one more time, where can people go to find more information on everything that we've discussed today? What is the best website?
So for Ghostly Manor, it is just ghostlymanor.com. And then Goofy Golf is goofy-golf.com.
So looking forward to a fantastic summer season for Goofy Golf. And as always, Ghostly Manor is open year-round, so keep them in mind as another fun thing that you can do in the area. Thank you for joining us today, Amanda.
Thank you for having me. It was a blast.
Great. Special thanks to Amanda Lee from Ghostly Manor and Goofy Golf for joining us today. And a reminder that all of May's episodes of The Shoreline will be brought to you by Ghostly Manor and Goofy Golf, so extra special thanks to them for their continued support. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can also find more information, including past episodes of the podcast, online at shoresandislands.com. And we'll see you next time on The Shoreline.